All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about two massive, invisible forces that aren't just changing the world around us, they're actually rewriting what it means to be human.
You know that feeling, right? That sense that things are just accelerating. It's this weird mix of excitement and anxiety, like the ground is constantly shifting under your feet. It's not just you, I promise. It's pretty much the defining feeling of being alive right now.
So, where does this feeling come from? Well, it's basically a tug of war. On one side, you have the insane, explosive power of the technology we're creating, and on the other, you have the subtle, invisible ways that same technology turns right back around and completely reshapes us, our societies, even the way we think. We're going to unpack this through the eyes of two incredible thinkers.
First up, we've got Ray Kurzweil. You can think of him as the engineer, the architect. He's the one with the blueprints, who sees a deliberate path forward where we use technology to smash through our own biological limits. He's literally trying to build the future.
The key to understanding Kurzweil is his core idea, the law of accelerating returns. See, our brains are wired to think in straight lines, linear progress. But he says that's a huge mistake. Real progress is exponential. It starts out slow, almost unnoticeable, and then it just explodes with what he calls unexpected fury. And this isn't just some abstract theory for him. Oh no, Kurzweil has a very concrete roadmap. Step 1 is the genetics revolution, using information to literally reprogram our own biology, maybe even get rid of aging and disease. Then comes nanotechnology, where tiny little robots will rebuild our bodies from the inside out. And the final step? Robotics, the creation of AI that will eventually become so powerful it will just soar right past human intelligence.
Okay, so while Kurzweil is in the engine room building the future, we're going to shift gears. Let's talk about our second thinker, Marshall McLuhan. He's the observer, the guy who's sitting back and analyzing how the constant hum of that engine is invisibly reshaping every single one of us. McLuhan's big idea was that the medium itself is the message. We get so hung up on the content, the article, the TV show, but he said that's missing the point. The technology itself is what causes the real change. I mean, just look at this comparison. The printing press, it gave us the individual, the private point of view. But electric media, like the internet, it does the complete opposite. It mashes us all together, fosters involvement, and creates what he famously called the global village. It's this active process that, as he put it, works us over completely.
And here's the insight that really changes everything. Our tech is never really separate from us. A hammer extends the power of our arm. A car extends our feet. And the internet? Well, that's a direct extension of our collective nervous system. These aren't just tools we can pick up and put down. They become part of us, and they fundamentally change who we are.
So on one hand, we have Kurzweil the builder, and on the other, McLuhan the observer. It sounds like they're looking in completely different directions, doesn't it? But here's the crazy part. What if they're actually describing the exact same thing, just from two different perspectives? This is where it gets really interesting.
Think about it like this. Kurzweil is obsessed with the content of progress, the actual stuff, the amazing tools like AI and nanobots that we're building. But McLuhan, he's all about the context, the new environment that gets created by those tools, and how that environment invisibly changes us. So Kurzweil's deliberate active creation becomes the invisible active process that McLuhan studied. They're two sides of the very same coin. One builds the world, the other explains how that world builds us.
And hey, this isn't some far-off sci-fi future. This convergence is causing massive shifts right now. First, our brains are literally rewiring themselves. We're moving away from slow, linear thinking towards rapid-fire pattern recognition just to keep up with the flood of information. Second, the whole idea of a separate self is kind of dissolving as we merge more and more with our tech. And third, we're definitely moving toward a networked consciousness. Our individual minds are plugging into a vast, distributed intelligence. McLuhan's global village is literally becoming the foundation for Kurzweil's grand vision.
So if you follow this train of thought all the way to the end of the line, where does it lead? Well, it's not just about better gadgets or faster downloads. It leads to a truly mind-bending destination, a fundamental transformation of reality itself. Just think about it. For all of human history, our tools, our media, have shaped us from the outside. McLuhan called it a massage. But what happens when that medium is no longer outside of us?
The whole distinction just collapses. When Kurzweil's nanobots are swimming in our brains and our thoughts are seamlessly connected to the cloud, we're not just using the technology anymore. We become the technology. The creator and the environment, the content and the context, they all merge into one.
So what's the ultimate implication of all this? Kurzweil's singularity. This mind-blowing idea of saturating the entire universe with intelligence is really the final, ultimate expression of McLuhan's media theory. It's a future where the medium isn't just a phone in your pocket. The medium is the very fabric of the cosmos, waking up. Which leaves us with one heck of a question. As the universe wakes up, what part of us will even be left to see it?